It has been 6 years since David Fincher has given us a movie, and this one that he delivers feels like the first movie to be based on an IMDb trivia page. So, let's talk Mank. Mank follows screenwriter Herman J. Mankiewicz in the 1930s as he writes Citizen Kane. This movie argues that although it's popular opinion that Orson Welles is the person that really was the author of Citizen Kane, it was actually Mank that was behind it. When I saw the trailer for this movie, I was beyond pumped. A behind-the-scenes story of one of the greatest movies ever made, set in 1930s old Hollywood. Not only set in the 1930s, the movie itself is made to look and feel as if it was literally plucked from the 1930s. It's probably like an hour in that it really starts to set in just how boring this movie is. Mank is so wrapped up in its own style that it feels like it completely forgot to develop anything of substance. The only thing you could really point to of substance in this movie comes up as just behind-the-scenes movie trivia. The movie technically is absolutely beautiful, but the story is so limp. Every chance that this movie gets to deepen our understanding with characters or motivations, it skips over it. And it always skips over it to keep to a structure. And that structure is there so that it can mirror the structure of Citizen Kane. It's actually really frustrating because Citizen Kane itself, the way that it's structured, feeds into the characters and you start to realize more and more about those characters. This has none of that. The structure looks like Citizen Kane's structure, but it tells you nothing about the characters. Look, and I understand the movie is about the writer of Citizen Kane. This movie looks and feels like Citizen Kane. That makes sense. But at the same time, the movie is screaming at you that it cares about its subject and it does not care about its character or its story. The saddest thing about Mank is it just fits in the category of an interest movie. If it lives on in being popular, it'll be with a group that is interested in the subject of what's going on. I mean, it happens with sports fans, fans of musicals. Like if you press someone on Major League or The Greatest Showman, people will say, I like the subject it's talking about. I like it because it's talking about the thing that I like. But like beyond that, it's not a good movie. And that is what this has to offer. Like at a level, I like it. It's talking about old Hollywood. It's filmed like it's from out of old Hollywood. It's talking about Citizen Kane. Like that stuff's awesome. But that's all this brings to the table. And it's not enough. Like if anything, this movie feels like it would fit as like in a 4K restoration of Citizen Kane as like a bonus disc. And it's weird that this is a David Fincher movie because like he's without doubt one of probably the top 15 most accomplished directors working right now. I mean, technically, he cannot be matched. And this shows that too. Like nothing in this movie is lacking on the technical side. The reason that, us David Fincher fans love David Fincher is because he's at the forefront of his technical game all the time, but he brings that same level of care and innovation to his actual storytelling methods. He mainly works in the crime and thriller genre, and he's actually in the last 20 years elevated the respectability of that genre because he takes as much time to really get a tight focus on character and motivation and story, the same level that he brings to his technical innovation. And it's what makes him such a masterful director. But with this one, I am sorry, like the technical aspect is there and, get all the Oscar nominations you want for that one, but the story is so lacking. It's fighting for Alien 3 for that bottom spot. And the thing is, the studio took Alien 3 away from him and messed it up. Netflix lets this guy do whatever he wants to do, so you sunk this ship on your own. This is David Fincher's worst movie. I'm chalking this up to indulgent passion project, but also just signed a 4-year deal with Netflix. So really hoping that there's a producer over there that's gonna be reining these next projects in a little bit. Or hey, maybe you got the wrong screenwriter for this one.